in his offense, his philosophy is not necessarily to feature one person. Now, I know this was a question asked about Cedric Coward, and so maybe he's speaking in lenses of Cedric Coward. But I don't understand what the role of coaching is if it's not to take what you do well and accentuate it to the nth degree. Like, what are we doing here? So, I have been one. Another thing that was said, and then I want to dive into both points here. Another point that was said in that was that it's not necessarily who starts, but how it optimizing the full 48 minutes. I used to be a guy that said it was more important who finished the game than who started the game, and I still more or less believe that, but there is one massive caveat that I have to ask. It's more important who finishes the game than who starts the game, as long as the people who start the game doesn't put you in a freaking crater. Like, if you can get out of the starting lineup minutes even, then maybe it's important who starts the game. If you cannot survive your starting lineup, then something has to change. And it is just absolutely atrocious. The Grizzlies, this is the notes that I've got here. I went and I've got an Excel spreadsheet pulled up, I tried to tabulate it in like bite size, in like a thesis as well. The Grizzlies have lost in the first half, which is 2 quarters of every game. They've played 9 games. That is 18 quarters of first half basketball the Grizzlies have played. They have lost the margin in 12 of the 18 quarters. In the first quarters in 9 games that the Grizzlies have played, they are losing first quarters by 44 points. They are losing second quarters by 17 points, and they are winning the second half. They are winning third quarters by 3, which over 9 games is virtually 0, and 4 in fourth quarters. They are losing the starter minutes. And so if you're not considering tweaking the starting lineup, then what are you considering tweaking? Are you just saying like, oh, they'll figure it out? This is going to work? Based on what? Based on what? What about the starting lineup of Ja, KCP, Jaren, Jalen, and Jock Landale? What about that starting lineup do you think will change to take this 44-point first quarter deficit that we have tallied up over the first 9 games of the season and make it a positive or make it 0? I don't know.
If you go to the games, I haven't actually been to a game, but I've seen the pictures of the board, and apparently, according to one of the new things that's up on the board in the middle of the FedEx Forum, is the coaching staff has asked for the plus-minus stats for every player that's out there on the floor.
That's going to be off the board.
That's going to be off the board real quick because guess who? Let's just go back to last night's game. I think plus-minus stats are a little bit misleading because sometimes
they can be.
They can be.
That's why 9 games in, I wanted to capture the whole 9, but I understand that.
Yeah, like they can be a little bit misleading, but there's nothing misleading about the fact that your 3 lowest rated, highest negative per minute, points per minute, plus minus, whatever it is, stat guys from last night's game, Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, and KCP.
Okay, let me take it a step further.
Which means when they were on the floor, the Grizzlies lost were negative points on whatever they're. So when Ja was out there, minus 15. When Kentavious was out there, minus 19. When Jaren was out there, minus 20. Like that stat, that's hitting 100% on what you're talking about, right?
All right. So to take plus minus, again, I agree that singling out plus minus, if you take one player over 1 quarter, it depends on who he's playing with. It can be a little biased. There's bias in that you can make that whatever you want to make it. So I took it for the whole season. Every minute played by every player in the Memphis Grizzlies team. This is the plus minus for the season. All right. We'll just I'll leave it up to you. Okay, who do you think is the worst plus-minus player on the Memphis Grizzlies this year?
It's someone in the starting five. I would say probably Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Okay, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is minus 53 on the year. He is second worst behind
Okay.
Jaren Jackson Jr. at 55. You're right. The worst five of the team are all the whole starting lineup. Jaren minus 55, KCP minus 53, Jalen minus 44, Ja minus 42, and Jock minus 38. The bench, again, over 9 games, this is negligible, okay? The bench, Santi minus 16, Omax minus 19 in 6 games, Cam minus 8, Vince minus 8. There's one person I'm missing, though. Can you tell me what Cedric Coward's plus minus on the season is? I just gave you the whole team.
I would suspect it's a plus.
Plus 28.
Yeah.
That is, by my simple math, what is 28 plus 44, Kenny? 72?
Yep.
72 points better than Jalen Wells. I mean, I'm not trying to make something out of nothing here, and I'm definitely not trying to say that this is the end-all, be-all. Jalen's obviously playing lower than what he was playing last year. Maybe there's a bounce back. But, buddy, I don't really know what you're meaning here. In first quarters, league-wide, in the NBA, in first quarters, Grizzlies have the 29th rated offense in the NBA, and they have the 18th rated defense in the NBA, giving them a total net rating in first quarters of 29th at minus 18.5.
Yeah. And not often, I mean, sometimes these plus-minus stats don't necessarily what you see on the court doesn't necessarily reflect what's in the plus-minus stats. But it makes sense, especially like in some of the more egregious losses, the guys that are playing with energy and the guys that are making comebacks and the guys that are kind of taking the lead and shrinking it down to where it was like last night, like 5 points, 4 points, whatever it was, are the bench guys, the Cam Spencers, the Cedric Cowards, the Santi Aldamas, those guys. Then immediately, almost immediately, like the LA Lakers game on Halloween night, right? They were up by 14 going into the half after Cedric Coward, Cam Spencer, John Conchar. Who was the other? Was it? I forgot who the other two were. Like took them from being behind to up by 14, and within 2 to 3 minutes of the third quarter, that lead was gone.
Yeah.
It was done.
Baked into this, Cedric Coward is not 28 points better than 0 in his plus minus because he scored 28 points. It's
right.
Because everybody plays better when he's
out there.
Cedric Coward, and that to me has been obvious since day one. I've talked about it on other shows, podcasts. I've talked about it on other networks with my friend from Detroit who had us on to preview that game. Like I'm giving you tangible here. There are intangible things that you watch on that game when Cedric Coward is on the court. There is hustle. There is fire. There is grit. There is try hard. I think Ja tried hard last night. No, he didn't seem happy, but he was going after it. He was going after rebounds. Yes. I thought Ja was fine. I don't know why the shot's not falling, but hopefully that turns around. But I thought Ja tried hard last night.
I thought the energy that Ja gave in the game yesterday was much different than what we've seen in the last two.
There is no one. If you're like looking at like a graph, okay, like a line graph, and across the x-axis is like how hard are you trying, and then along the y-axis is like how much it helps. Like Vince Williams Jr. goes the wrong way. When he tries the hardest, things go bad. Yeah. Cedric Coward, as he tries harder, the team gets better. Okay. Yep. Like, there is just such a innate quality to him, and that it's intangible, but it leads to tangible results. He is the only player on this team who is 3-6, 3 games under 500, that somehow is 28 points better than the opponent when he's on the court.